Good morning to all. I am Dr. K. Vijay Kumar, Associate Professor, Public Administration, Government City College, Hyderabad. Today we are discussing the human relations approach by Elton Mayo. In this approach, these are the important topics that are objectives, introduction, life and work, major studies, Hawthorne studies, organization and its impact on human attitudes. Then features of the human relations theory. Then the bank wiring observation room, further development and conclusion. Objectives. The objectives of the human relations approach. The main theme of human relations movement and the contributions of Elton Mayo. After going thorough his studies, would be able to identify the causes that lead to the human relations movement. Then explain the different experiments of human relations movement. Then understand the major criticism of human relation movement. These are the important objectives of the human relations approach. Then introduction. The human relation approach is one of the important approaches to the study of administration. This approach devotes its attention to the man in the organization based on certain principles. It was basically a response to the needs and demands of industrial organization. The human body could work efficiently if only the work is planned in a very systematic and scientific way. The human relation approach is an answer to the problems of classical organizational theory. The human relations approach is one of the important approaches to the study of administration. The approach also has grown along with the structural or classical approach. When the structural approach emphasized formal relations in an organization based on certain principles, the human relations approach devotes its attention to the man in organization based on certain principles. The human relations approach was basically a response to the needs and demands of industrial organization where the production had to be stepped up. It was realized from the experience that the efficiency of the organization and its level of production did not tally depend on the soundness of the structure. It was this realization that gave rise to human relations movement. Elton Mayo is considered the pioneer of human relations movement. His studies on industrial organization contributed to a systematic understanding of the human dimension in the organization. He started his pioneering work from the early 1920s and provided deeper insights into the working of the organization. Mayo based his analysis largely on a premise that the level of performance of a person depends on his motivation and mental framework. It was further observed that these attitudes cannot be influenced either by the principles or more monetary incentives. It is exploration of this human dimension that provided a fillip to the entire human relations movement. Mayo found that human body could work efficiently if only the work is planned in every systematic and scientific way. Systematic and scientific way. It is not enough that the work is divided and allotted to various functionaries. This is what is done under division of work. It is also not enough if there is supervisory levels to oversee the work of the workers. It is also not enough if there is a supervisory levels to oversee the work of the workers, while structuring all work is important. How a human being receives the work and how he performs it is equally important. In fact, it is this lacune that renders the structural approach ineffective. In the course of his investigation, Mayo found that fatigue accidents in the industry are more a result of human failures and not the failure to the structure. These are results of strenuous working conditions and bad industrial labor relations. Therefore, Mayo emphasized the dimension of human relations in the industrial organizations. Mayo emphasized the dimensions of human relations in the industrial organization. Then his life and work of Elton Mayo. Elton Mayo is regarded as the father of the human relations movement. In the world, he only discussed about the human relations first time in the world. That's why Elton Mayo is regarded as the father of the human relations movement. He belongs to Australia and studied medicine. He belongs to the Australia and he was studied medicine. In 1923, he migrated to the United States of America. In 1926, he joined Professor of Industrial Research in different universities also, not only particular that different universities he worked. In his research programs, Mayo focused his attention on the behavior of the workers and their production capacity, keeping in view psychological, physical, economic, and sociological aspects. He called this approach clinical method. He called this approach, that is human relations approach, it is a clinical method according to him. His books are the Human Problems of an Industrial Civilization and the Social Problems of an Industrial Civilization. These are the most important books of him. In 1930, under his leadership, his associates conducted research at the Hawthorne plant of Western Electrical Company. Then his major studies. The research on human relations under the leadership of Elton Mayo was launched in textile mill near Philadelphia in 1923. He conducted in the mules department in textile company particularly. He conducted in the mules department in textile company particularly. He introduced rest time to workers. While they are working in their factories. He introduced bonus system under which the workers can earn bonus rest period. Then Elton Mayo and his team undertook research in the number of areas related to human relations. Hawthorne experiments are prominent and quite outstanding. These are the major studies of the Elton Mayo. The research on human relations under the leadership of Mayo was launched textile mill near Philadelphia in 1923. In this industry, there were several divisions. The management had problems particularly with mule spinning department. While the labor turnover in all the divisions was 5 to 6%, in the mule spinning department it was high as 250%. The management made different attempts to improve the situation, but no measure initiated by them was really helpful. The research team headed by Elton Mayo conducted a number of studies and came out with the finding that not only the work in the mule spinning divisions was very hazardous, but involved considerable physical strain leading to physical fatigue, rendering them hostile towards the work. Mayo, in addition to improving the physical conditions of work, suggested introduction of rest periods, 2 of 10 minutes duration in the morning and 2 in the evening. The rest period were intended to eliminate the physical fatigue. He also introduced bonus system under which the workers can earn bonus rest period. These measures had remarkable impact, and the problem to a large extent was solved. However, this solution led to another problems. The supervisor staff grew jealous of the workers who were resting. As a result, they had to decide to give rest to all so that the workers and the supervisor staff could rest simultaneously. Then, encouraged by this result, Elton Mayo and his team undertook research in a number of areas related to human relations. Of these experiments, author studies are prominent and quite understanding. Then, Athorn studies. It is the most important experiment as well as study of Elton Mayo. The experiment at the Athorn plant of Western Electrical Company with 25,000 workers proved to be an extremely rewarding exercise. These experiments found clear-cut relation between physical work environment and productivity of workers. It was illumination experiment. Interpersonal contacts, free articulation of the grievances largely contributed to the increase in the level of performance of organization. The link between supervision, moral and productivity become the foundation stone of the human relation movement. The experiments at the Hawthorne plant of the Western Electric Company with 25,000 workers proved to be an extremely rewarding exercise. These studies found clear-cut relation between physical work, environment and well-being the productivity of the workers. There was an illumination experiment. The illumination experiment was based on premises that the level of illumination in the workplace influences the level of efficiency of the worker. For this purpose, two groups of female workers were selected and located in two separate rooms. The physical environment and the working conditions were constantly changed in order to find out the relation between these two variables. Contrary to the expectations of the research team, it was found that there was no valued relation between these two variables. In the experiment, when the illumination in the room was raised, the efficiency did increase as expected. Surprisingly enough, the efficiency did not decline when illumination was reduced, disproving the relation between illumination and efficiency. Mayo and his team were puzzled by these outcomes. This called for another phase of investigation. Further investigation revealed the social dimension of organization. It was found that the informal relation that were developed between the supervisory staff and the workers. In the course of experiment, the freedom which the female employees enjoyed, the participation that was encouraged, interpersonal contacts, free articulation of the grievances largely contributed to the increase in the level of performance of the organization. These were the dimensions which were either to unknown to the organization culture. This gave risk to the new formulation and greater focus on human relations. The link between supervision, moral, and productivity became the foundation stone of the human relations movement. The relations is most important between the supervisory as well as and workers. Moral and productivity became the foundation stone of the human relations movement. The whole experiment is described as great illumination because it has thrown light on the new areas of industrial relations. This is the experiment of Hawthorne experiments. Then organization and its impact on human attitudes. Organization and human attitudes. Organization and its impact on human attitudes. The workers felt that elated that they seriously there was change the supervision as they that their methods close watched. He and his team related to the social organization emerging within the formal organization. These experiments revealed the capacity of the informal organization in stimulating the workers for higher level of performance. In these experiments discovered informal organization in the formal organization, and these findings contributed to greater understandings of the human relations. Elton Mayo and his group conducted elaborate studies on attitudes and sentiments in order to assess their impact on the organization. These studies came out with the following findings. The workers felt elated that they seriously. There was a change. The supervisors, as they that their methods were closely watched. Another area which was investigated by Mayo and his team related to the social organizations emerging within the formal organizations. A number of experiments were made where the group was subjected to keen observation. They were permitted to develop very informal relations and their own norms of work, and the achievement of the group was treated as the criterion even in fixing the wages and the remuneration. These experiments revealed the capacity of the informal organization in stimulating the worker for higher level of performance. It is also found out the capacity of a few individuals to encourage as natural leaders of the group. The leadership qualities of these informal leaders were considered important to the formal supervisors who could not emulate those qualities. In other words, experiments discovered informal organization in the formal organization. And these findings contribution to greater understandings of the human relations theory. In organization, he conducted different experiments, different studies. The experiments discovered that is informal organization in the formal organization, and these findings he find out that is there is a informal organization in the every organization, that is called nothing but unions, different unions, labor unions, supervisor unions, different types of unions. The so many unions are existing in now India also. That is nothing but it is a informal organization. That is the most, they are playing most important role in the productivity of the concerned organizations, concerned companies. That's why the management should give the importance to the informal organizations. So he discovered that is informal organization in the formal organization, and these findings contributed to the greater understanding of the human relations. That credits goes to the Elton Mayo and his team. That is the human attitudes in the organization. That is the impact of human attitudes in the organization. You take any organization, that is the attitude of human organizations, human attitudes in the organizations. Then the important features of human relations movement. Important features of human relation movement. The main feature of human relation movement, that is the main feature was a shift away from the tradition to scientific management. That is the main important one, that is shift away from the tradition to scientific management. That is the main feature of the human relations movement. Then and structural approach with their narrow base to an informal group membership and supervisory practice. It is another important feature of human relation movement. Then it is interdisciplinary approach. The human relations movement, it is a interdisciplinary approach. It is represents the coming age of social sciences as their findings found everyday relevance. Everyday relevance. It is also another important feature of the human relations movement. It is represents the coming age of social sciences as their findings found everyday relevance. It is related to everyday in any organization. You take in any industry, it is a everyday relevance. That is human relations movement. Without human relations, the performance, efficiency, progress, development, these are not performed perfectly without human relations. So human relations is the most important. That's why it is found everyday relevance women relations movement, and it lead to increase in profits and reduce in strife. It is also another important main feature of human relations movement. Then an increase of managerial initiative. When we are practicing the human relations approach in the industrial line management and or in any organization, and automatically an increase of managerial initiative. They are maintaining the human relations in the organizations, in the industries at management level. Then to increase of inter-workers communication, it is the most important feature to increase of inter-workers communication with their relation between the workers. They freely talked with someone to others between the workers. That is the most important factor to increase the production also. So to increase of inter workers communication, that is also one of the most important feature of human relations movement. The human relations movement, lasting for more than 2 decades, has significant features. The important feature of the human relations approach was a shift away from the tradition of scientific management and structural approach within their narrow base to an informal organization, informal group membership, and supervisory practices. It became an interdisciplinary approach where knowledge of different branches of social sciences was synthesized to hammer out solutions to day problems of organization. As an observer pointed out, the principal significance of human relations movement was that it is represented to coming age of social sciences as their findings found everyday relevance. It lead to increase in profits and reduction in satrif. As Arensberg observed, the process of human relations research took a form of a definite order of development. An increase of managerial initiative, followed by an increase of inter-workers communication, followed by an increase of redressive of the line action of the workers of an foreman or spokesman, which results in further changes of rewarding system in managerial action. Changing individual attitude also, reaching expression as new group attitudes or moral, which won informal sanction by the workers on other and stimulated further release of individual productivity. These are the important features of the human relations movement. Then the bank wiring observation room. The bank wiring observation room. In this stage, he conducted another experiment or study. In this stage, telephone bank wiring operators were observed to study sharp situation from a psychological perspective. The 14 men selected for the experiments: 9 wiremen, 3 soldiers, 2 inspectors. The study was conducted from 1931 to 1932. The social relation within the informal group frustrated the pursuit of organizational interests. The protection of the group became more important than spontaneous cooperation in the service of organizational objectives. The final stage of the Western electrical researchers was designed to extend the confirm of the observation of the interview program. In this stage, telephone bank wiring operators were observed to study a shop situation from a sociological perspective. 14 men were selected for the experiment: 9 wiremen, 3 soldersmen, and 2 inspectors. The purpose of the experiment was explained to the men, and adopted a record was kept prior to the beginning of the experiment. The workers were then moved to a separate room, and an observer was assigned to act as a disinterested spectator, look for evidence of an informal group, and attempting to understand the function of such a group in regard to its members. In addition, an outside interviewer was attached to the group to investigate individual attitudes. The group was considered a separate unit for payment purpose, and the incentive system was designed to the individuals earning to group output. The study was conducted from November 1931 to May 1932. The result of the experiment in this case conformed to the expectations of the research team. Group output remained at a constant level, and each individual in the group restricted his output in accordance with the group's concepts of the fair day's work. In general, the social relation within the informal group frustrated the pursuit of organizational interests, as the group adopted its own performance standards and enforced them by social sanctions such as name calling, red busters, chiselers, and squealers, and binging or hitting a violator on the shoulder. The researchers concluded that the informal group had created fear about management's intentions, and that the group performed the function of protecting its members from outside interference and internal indiscretions. In that process, social considerations came to outweigh logical and economic considerations. Given the structure of the incentive scheme, logical and economic consideration must have lead to an increase in output. Group norms took precedence over considerations of individual self interest. However, conformity to group norms determined whether the operator was accepted by the group, and individual performance was a function of group status rather than ability. According to Elton Mayo, the informal group in the bank wiring room was a means of resisting rapid changes in the environment that deprived work of its social meaning and over which the group had little control. Thus, protection of the group becomes more important than spontaneous cooperation in the service of organizational objectives. Organizational objectives. This is the bank wiring observation room experiments which was conducted by Elton Mayo and his team. Then conclusion. Taking the clue from Elton Mayo and his experiments, the research on human relations movement continued to be an important area in the year 1948. While conducted a number of intensive case studies to show how organizational growth, increasing specialization, and distinctive flow problems of an organization produce distinctive interactionable pressures. He showed that different personalities and various supervisory skills are more or less effective depending on the predictability stress that the employees go through. Harbison and Dubin in 1949 studied General Motors and Studebaker's collective bargaining relationship and found that behavior of the participants and their perceptions were influenced by the pressures associated with the power center and pattern setting position. The study also included the dynamics of company politics in terms of situational pressures. And another management thinker, Lensis Rickard and others studied the impact of supervisory styles of employee morale. These studies were on the lines of Kurt Levin's studies of democratic leadership in small groups. The study has shown how the democratic leadership, which encourages participants' approaches, could make the workers accept voluntary changes in methods of work. The human relations has drawn the attention to every important dimensions of the organization theory. Human relations constitute the behavioral, but the principles of organization can't be ignored. human relations constitute the behavioral, but principles of organization can't be ignored. It is applicable to in every organization and every industry. The significance of Mayo and his team works are well illustrated by Peter Drucker, is another management thinker. The significance of Mayo and his team works were well illustrated by Peter Drucker. The word of management that the management should encourage the formation of informal group and treat the problem of workers in human way is an eternal. That is also most important in the management aspects in every organization, in every industry. Mayo says that the workers should not develop a feeling that they were subject to exploitation by the management. Elton Mayo says that the workers should not develop a feeling that they were subject to exploitation by the management. They don't think that, they don't develop that type of thinking. It is great approach in the industrial and management aspects. The human relations theory or approach in the industrial and management aspects. It is a great approach in even in all approaches also. It is one of the most important approach as well as most important theory of in all theories of all structural theories of management and as well as uh, in classical whatever it may be, these theories also it is the most and greatest approach of in the particularly in the industrial and management aspects. Thank you.